Hi, everyone. I'm Chloe, and I'm so happy to introduce our featured speaker, Rhonda Vesey. Rhonda is SOFSA's newest community liaison chairperson of Food Access Healthy Neighborhoods Now. Originally from Wichita, Kansas, Rhonda moved to Syracuse at a young age with her family. Over the years, Rhonda has seen changes to her community that have moved her to act. When the Valley Plaza lost its full service grocery store back in 2018, Rhonda contacted her district councilman and organized her community to fight for better access to fresh foods in the Southside neighborhoods of Syracuse. With Fawn's other members, help from Brady Farms and SOFSA, Rhonda has already worked to bring farmers markets to the community, and she has advocated for changes to zoning policies to support the return of an expanded outdoor farmers market and a full service grocery store in the Valley Plaza. It is my great pleasure to introduce you to Rhonda. And without further ado, I'll pass it off to her. Rhonda? We can go to the next slide also.
Thank you, Chloe, for that introduction. And thank you, everyone, for being a part of the presentation today. I surely count on everyone to listen and feel free at the end to ask any questions that you would like to. The state of our community, home of the most impoverished children in the nation.
Say next slide.
Next slide. Syracuse is facing a crisis. Syracuse has the highest child poverty in the nation among cities with at least 100,000 people. The poverty rate among children is 48.4% in Syracuse, which is over half of the census area measured in Syracuse. More than half the census areas measured in Syracuse are food deserts. 43% of our households in central and northern New York have had to choose between paying for food, paying for day-to-day expenses, such as medicine, medicinal care, utilities, rent, mortgage, or transportation, fuel, gas for your car. Research shows that childhood poverty and poor nutrition has harmful outcomes on communities that are in food disparate areas. Our Syracuse City School District can vouch for lower achievement in school. There are higher rates of mental health issues, such as anxiety, depression, higher rates of suicide. There are developmental cognitive disabilities with this type of poverty. And this is a huge cry for a crisis in our neighborhoods.
Next slide.
Next slide, please. Let me share with you a little bit about Fawn. As you've already heard, the Tops grocery store in the Valley Plaza closed in 2018. In 2020, the financial and health crises intensified with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. By 2021, I decided to create Fawn so that members of Fawn and myself could expand access to fresh food in the Southside communities. I advocated to policymakers and folks that would listen, and still are, to bring back a full-service grocery store in the Valley Plaza, bringing healthy foods into our communities through seasonal markets to temporarily address the food disparity is key.
Great. Next slide.
Next slide, please. This is our mission statement: to increase access to healthy food by mobilizing our neighborhood's resources, residents, businesses, and community members.
Next slide.
Next slide. So the state of our community falls deeply under the state of the city. Our mayor, Ben Walsh, used this as an ending to his speech last year, his 2022 State of the City address, where he said, "We cannot let this moment pass. We must stand side by side, reach higher, and seize the opportunities presented to us to improve the safety and quality of life for all residents for now and forever. That is true. That is very true. We will have to compare that to our mayor's speech for 2023, which is coming up next week. He's going to be at Corcoran High School. Some of the things he highlighted in the speech from 2022, expansion of the tech sector, huge goings on with Micron coming into Syracuse, increased private investments, money, COVID money has been going, the stimulus money from the COVID pandemic flying all over Syracuse. We are growing. Removal of the I-81 infrastructure project, that's been ongoing. However, when we talk about these projects will result in a payday for the city, they explicitly overlook the most basic needs of our communities. While increasing employment opportunities is necessary, its value for communities without access to healthy and affordable food is questionable. And that goes back, next slide, that goes back to the issues that I just mentioned and what happens to children when they can't study and think in school, when parents can't meet the needs of a family's basic needs, when they can't put dinner, food on the table, breakfast on the table, all those things happen. And they happen haphazardly when you have a family of 4. Well, how about a family of 12? When you're the mayor of the city of the most impoverished children in America, it is inexcusable not to invest in endeavors that will ensure the basic needs of our neighborhoods and residents are met. The state of the Valley Plaza, as you can see from this picture, this is exactly the way it looked when they left in 2018. And unfortunately, it's still exactly the way it looks in 2023, as of today. The Valley Plaza is located in a food desert, geographically the center of the largest low-income, low-access area within Onondaga County. 36.2% of residents live below the poverty line in the surrounding Valley Plaza area. That is higher than 20% the rate of in Syracuse and more than double the rate for the whole county of Onondaga. In the face of severe need, the vacancy of this grocery store space, which was a full-service 44,000 square foot store, represents a tremendous loss to our community. The return of a full-service grocery store is necessary to revive and resuscitate the heartbeat of our community. Next slide, please. The work we've done so far in the city, in our community, right there at the Valley Plaza. Last year, 2022, from July through October, we brought the first farmers market that ever set foot on the Valley Plaza. We collected petitions through change.org, where's our grocery store? And that is ongoing. We have also worked with City of Syracuse Council jointly with SOFSA to bring about change for rezone. We have worked with policymakers to bring a full-service grocery store, and will continue to do so until a full-service store is back at the Valley Plaza. The Fawn Winter Market 2023 will run from January through April. We are diligently working on this right now. Winter is here. We're not going to be outside. We're going to be inside. The space is located between the Dollar General in the Valley Plaza and the City Trends clothing store. So coming into the plaza, it will be on the side where it looks like the windows are darkened. But that's where we're going to set up shop. I am very excited about it. It happened over a long period of time where we had a meeting with the owner of the plaza and waiting, and there was a lot of doubt, but I held out hope. And surely enough, when he gave the phone call, it was joy to my heart. We hope to be opening up January 28th, every second and fourth Sunday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Further information will definitely be going out on that just as quickly as we can have that happen. And one of the entities that made this happen was that we also, along with hearing the good news from the Valley Plaza owners, Ellicott Development, we received a huge grant from CNY Community Foundation that has made this possible for us to go inside for the winter market that we're excited to bring to you, new and better, in preparation for an even bigger outdoor farmers market this summer. Next slide, please. We want you to join the fight. We want you to become a member, if you would, please. We need you to sign our petition. There is the QR code right there that will take you right to the petition. We want you to follow us on Facebook so you can keep updated and get all the updates. And we want you to send in your comments, your ideas through our Facebook address right there. And definitely check out our winter market. We cannot continue to avoid addressing the basic needs of our communities without accessible and affordable food options in areas where there are only Dollar Generals, Family Dollars, and dollar stores. We got about a Family Dollar a block apart going up and down South Salina Street. There is no fresh food in any of those stores. We cannot begin to improve the safety and quality of the life for the residents that need this the most until we band together to join to bring back a supermarket in this community. And I'd like to end my presentation with a quote by James Baldwin. And he said, "Anyone who has ever struggled with poverty knows how extremely expensive it is to be poor. And if one is a member of a captive population, economically speaking, one's feet have simply been placed on a treadmill forever." And in closing, I thank you all for being a part of my presentation, and I'll open the floor for questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Rhonda. I'm going to stop the screen share so that we can all see one another's faces a little bit more easily. Chloe, do you want to call on folks, or would you like Evelyn or I to do that? Or Rhonda, do you want to?
I can do it if that's easier.
Oh, you guys are the same screen though.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, go ahead. So I think Rachel first, maybe?
Yeah, Rachel and Christine have a question.
Okay, Rachel.
That was wonderful. I absolutely loved hearing that, and I couldn't agree more on all levels. I just wanted to know, have you been able to engage the school that's right over by the Valley Plaza? I know the principal, Eva Williams, is incredibly passionate about this topic, and she's a real advocate for the children in her building and the community over there. So I was just curious if you need a connection or if you've already been there.
I know Eva. I know Miss Williams. She's a great principal over there. Yes, she's one of the good diehards that hopefully she won't leave, because we definitely need her at that school. I have not engaged with there's 6 schools in the area besides Van Dyne. So we're looking at 6 elementary and middle schools right in that entire area. We got a lot of families, we got a lot of schools, we got a lot of churches. I want to be able to connect with every last one of those places and involve everyone in the help to get a grocery store back at the Valley Plaza. Thank you, Rachel.
Hey, Christine, what do you next?
Thank you. I'm new to this. So if this is a well-known fact or answer, forgive me in my lack of knowledge, but why did Tops leave, and why is it so hard to get a grocery store to be there?
Tops left because, and let me just give a brief, quick piece of background information. In October, I attended the American Food Equity Summit in Buffalo. That's something that we definitely need to do here in Syracuse. I was the only person in the room from Syracuse, New York. I stepped in the room very early in the morning when I got there. I went with entourage from Rachel May's office. And the first person I met was Mr. John Persons, who is the CEO of TOPS. TOPS had to do a lot of restructuring because of their own type of investment / financial issues. It had nothing to do with anything else. And from that restructuring, he realized he was going to have to shut down 13 stores. And unfortunately, one of those stores in that restructuring was the Valley Plaza TOPS. Hopefully, with continued progress and a lot of hard work, perhaps in a smaller model, we may see TOPS come back. We don't know yet. That work is yet to be done. But the conversation, I spoke of the conversation with him. So who am I? I'm nobody. I want this community to be just like every other community that gets a brand new store in their area. Hannaford's coming in out in Fayetteville. We need a grocery store here too.
So why is it so hard? Why don't grocery stores want to be there?
Well, the dollar sign played an issue. That's a big piece. The dollar sign played a big issue. Perhaps a smaller model would make more sense in this area, and that's something that they're going to take a look at more seriously. Not a 44,000 square foot space, but a smaller full service type of grocery store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Aldi's isn't interested, and
we did contact Aldi's. Aldi's wants to stay where they are. Aldi's did not want to go into a bigger space. At the time we asked them last year, they liked the model that they have and they wanted to stay right where they are.
Thank you so much for your question, Christine.
Thank you.
Maura, we'll take your question now.
Awesome. So I just don't know this history, and Rhonda, maybe you know the answer, maybe others on the call do, but is this the first winter farmers market that's taking place in Syracuse?
It was the first farmers market on the Valley Plaza's lot, and it's going to be the first winter market in this whole entire area.
That's great. Excellent. And you
in
talked
this
a little
area,
bit,
Mara, in
Yes.
this area, but not in the city.
Okay, great. Thanks, Twiggy. And then the other question I had, Rhonda, just quickly, you talked a little bit about how this group can help with the long-term grocery store organizing, but I was just curious to hear from you and maybe Jesse too, if there was anything we can do to support the winter market as you're getting started in the coming weeks.
Well, definitely come out. The market will take place the second, fourth Saturday of each month. Hope maybe we'll be able to add in a weekday, but for right now, we're going to start off with the 2 Saturdays per month. And what kind of things, when you go to the Facebook page, tell us what kind of things you want to see at the market. What hours are best for you at the market? Do you want spices? Do you want herbs? What are your top 5 vegetables? Send us an email and let us know exactly what you're looking for. And that will help us get you out to bring what you need right at the market.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Maura.
Thank you so much for your question, Maura. Do we have time for another one? Okay, we'd love to take Urban Delight's question. Thanks.
My question was in regards to value-added products. Our season is over and we grow organic, so we're not going to go purchase anything to sell, right? We would definitely use what we have left over in frozen. We have zucchini bread and some other things. Our youth are actually taking a baking course. So they are doing chocolate covered pretzels and strawberries, getting ready for Valentine's Day fundraiser. So if that's something that would be welcome, we would be interested in that as well. We are looking to work with anyone who wants to work with us about expanding food more throughout the city of Syracuse. We just noticed that we have a few spots like where Rhonda is. Rhonda actually works with us at Jubilee Homes too. So I just felt compelled to say that. Sorry, Rhonda. But
That's all right.
I can actually work with you all on the other side. As you all may know, it took us 12 years, but we have Price Right. And that's all because of my boss, Walt Dixie. And Price Right is looking for new markets and new places to open into, and did talk about a third Syracuse store, but nobody has approached Price Right about that area. So I brought it up, and I wanted to bring it up to this group because maybe it's a group like this that Rhonda could write a letter to, we could write supporting letters to, and maybe open up a conversation around it. And if not Price Right, it'll attract others.
Thank you, Twiggy. Definitely we want to join in with Urban Delight, chocolate covered pretzels, baked goods. If there are organics that could come in. We don't have furniture yet. That's something that we're going to work on. We're going to need furniture. And along with that furniture, we're going to try to get a refrigerator. I don't know if, and a freezer, if we'll be able to have things, perishable items, meat, eggs, dairy products, but I'm going to work on all of that. So most definitely, as far as Price Right, let me talk to you so that we can see what we need to do about that as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rhonda. This was incredible. And
Thank
really,
you, Maura. Thank you, Twiggy.
I know we didn't get to every question, so feel free to chat questions either directly to Rhonda or Chloe, or email them after, any of those things. But thank you again, Rhonda, and we are gonna move on to the next part of our agenda.
I'll mute me. I'm gonna have to go out for a minute, but Rachel's with the school district. I need to link up with you because Dean DeSantis and I had a back and forth yesterday, and I want to just link up with you so he understands that the 2% would be if you bought more New York foods.
We can connect everybody offline if needed. So just let us know, Twiggy, if you need contact info. All right. So with that, we're going to move on to our annual elections.